So, good morning, students. Topic for today is roles played by regulators to improve corporate governance. As in the previous lecture, we have done different features of a good corporate governance, different characteristics of a corporate governance. We are also aware of a corporate governance, what its functions, what its objectives. Now, the question for today is what are the different roles which are played by the regulating authorities, or what at today's time period, what kind of steps has been taken to improve corporate governance, to improve its awareness, to improve the overall business practices which is carried out by different corporate houses. So the main aim or the objective of a corporate governance is, or other regulating authorities, whether it is Security Exchange Board of India, whether it is according to Companies Act, or it may be any other agencies and autonomous bodies which is especially concerned about rights and responsibilities of stakeholders, which is providing a better environment through which businesses will be run with a proper systems of law. So, in a common term or a common language, if we have to define corporate governance, then it is related with wides and varieties of regulations, right, that need by business organizations to create a effective or efficiencies in its business performances, right? So generally different regulators are there, different other agencies are there which are taking care of, or which is generally promoting the corporate governance at a regular stages. So we will discuss these different things in detail, right? First one, according to the Companies Act 2013, right? So we say that different amendment they comes, or it is taking place at every now and then, right? So amendments are will be general requirements of the companies, or a kind of a demand which is being generated, right, by different corporate houses. So according to Companies Act 2013, certain new provisions are included to enhance the awareness of corporate governance and to enhance the performance of corporate governance. In that, first one is section 134, which mandates to attach a report to every financial statement by board of directors containing all the details of the matter, including the statement containing directors' responsibility. To according to new provisions of Companies Act under section 134, it is mandated, means it's a responsibilities for every organizations, for every listed companies to give or to have a proper description of its directors and its roles or its functions within the organizations, right? So it will be a detail. So it is mandatory for every companies to define this thing, and in a report, right, or in a statement they have to disclose this, particularly under section 134 of Companies Act. Section 177, which requires board of directors of every listed company or any other class of committee to constitute an audit committee. So there is an provisions that, or according to the Companies Act 2013, it is a mandatory for every companies, right, that they should be listing their board of directors, and even they will be constituting a audit committee, right? So that is section 177, which requires that every company, every listed companies should constitute a audit committees. Then section 184, which is a compulsory requirement for the director to disclose his interest in any company or companies, body corporate forms or other association of individuals. Right, so director is required to disclose all these informations under this section 184. Right, so any such board meetings, or if there is any such change of interest, a director should be mandatorily disclosed in its statement. Right, so Companies Act 2013, that is amendment provisions, according to three sections, that is section 134, 177, 184, it is mandatory for every listed companies to in a detailed statement it has to tell the responsibilities of its director, its interest towards the board, and if in future if there is a change in interest for its subjects, then it has to disclose it. Right, so that was the first regulating authorities or first regulations that was enacted through an act which protects or which enhances the performances of the companies, and thereby it becomes easy for corporate governance to fulfill its objectives of generally providing a better business environment. Second regulating authorities or regulator in India, right, that is Security Exchange Board of India, which also has done several things, or which has also taken several steps to improve the performance of corporate governance. Right, as per the new rules, the companies are required to get shareholders approval for related party transactions. As we all know, right, within a companies there may be many types of transactions which takes place, maybe financial transactions or maybe other kinds of transactions take place. So it is a mandatory requirement that there are certain transactions which are related to the companies or the parties should be in presence of shareholders, should be disclosed or discussed. Right, so in that clause 35B of listing agreement is being amended by SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. Right, now as per the new amendment clause, right, listed companies are required to provide the option of e-voting. Right, so this is the new things which came for the companies, mandatory for the new companies, that now it is in provisions. Right, now it is a mandatory that every listed company should also have an options of, or should also give an option of e-voting to its shareholders on all proposed or general meetings. Right, so in terms of all meetings, in terms of all other meetings, this should be discussed. Now clause 49 of listing agreement also amended by SEBI. Right, so what clause 49 listing agreement was amended? Right, that was generally to provide a better framework or to strengthen corporate governance for the listed companies in India. Let us see what this clause says. That is related to issue of capital and disclosure requirement regulations 2009 contains provisions for public issue. So issue of capital and disclosure requirement regulation 2009, according to that, if in a case of a public issue, right, there are certain provisions where issuer shall satisfy the condition mentioned under the regulations. It also contains provisions regarding restriction on right issues. So related to public issues, there are several provisions. Right, so issuer, the person whoever issues or organization whoever issues this public issues should fulfill all the rules and regulations and should satisfy all the conditions before it launches any public issues in market. Listing obligation and disclosure requirements 2015, according to that, right, it is notified that simplifying the existing provision of listing agreement for different segments of capital markets like convertible and non-convertible debt, securities, equity share, etc. Provisions of insider trading regulation 2015. So these are the certain provisions by Security Exchange of Board through which it is mandatory, whether it is in terms of public issues, whether it is in terms of any related party transactions, there should be a, it should be done in relations to its shareholders, right? Then SEBI came up with many other regulations like regulations on fraudulent and unfair trade practices. So because of SEBI, that is certain kinds of malpractices, restrictive trade practices was being, right, curbed. Security Exchange Board of India, right? So it is an exchange board which is generally helpful for or to enhance the image of the corporate governance. Next, standard listing agreement of stock exchanges. All companies are required to file the listing agreement of the stock exchange where its shares are listed. So for all the registered listed companies, right, it is required to file a listing agreements. The next regulating agency, that is accounting standard issued by ICAI, right, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, right. This was an autonomous body, right, which was specially formed in 1949. It issues accounting standard for disclosure of financial information. Section 129 of Companies Act 2013 states that the financial statement of a company shall comply with the accounting standard notified under Section 133 of the Act. So this is an autonomous body, right, which is formed for the purpose of certain provisions. Like Section 129 of Companies Act 2013 states that financial statement of a company shall comply with the accounting standard. Means the main objectives of ICAI, it is whether the accounting standard which is being set up in India, right, and if it is compared with the companies, then it should be according to the standards which is being set, right. So according to Section 129, it is for all the listed companies, right, it's a mandatory requirement. Section 133 states that the central government may prescribe the accounting standard as per recommended by ICAI. So here the responsibilities of government ICAI increases, where under this sections it is having a provisions which says that there should be true and fair view of the transactions, affairs of the companies, or it should be having a accounting standard and it should be fixed, prefixed. Next autonomous body in our country, it's secretarial standards issued by ICSI, Institute of Company Secretaries of India. Now it is autonomous body which regulate and develop professions of company secretaries in India. So first agencies, that was Accounting Standard Authorities of India, Accounts of India. Its main work was to form an accounting standard which should be applied by all the organizations. So there should be a standard set of accounting standards all over the country, which applies to all the companies. What's the benefit of having same standards followed? It becomes easy that the objectives through which you have to target different companies will be fulfilled, right? It will not be fulfilled unless and until you provide a type of systems of law, right? There is a better provisions of law through which it can be helpful, right? So accounting standard should be prefixed. Secretary standards issued by ICSI, that is secretarial standards issued by Company Secretaries of India, Institute of Company Secretaries of India. This was a autonomous body which was formed in 1980, right? Meaning of autonomous body is in India, within India. There are many autonomous bodies which are there, whose main objective is without any injustice, right? Without any partialities, the decisions and the judgments will be taken that will not be in favor of anybody, but it will be according to the system and according to the problems which has been emerged, all the issues which has been emerged. So there will be as per the law, right, whatever the things which was prescribed to an organization, whether an organizations follow such kind of things for their different functions, right? We say that as there are different regulatory authorities that we have done in previous slides, right? Whether it is Companies Act, right? Whether it is a Companies Act, Companies Act 2013, which was having three provisions: Section 134, Section 177 and 184, that was telling about the responsibilities of the directors, right, within a public listed companies, right? It does not apply to all other companies, right? But especially it is a mandatory requirement for the listed companies that they have to follow certain system of law, rules and regulations, and they have to perform their day to day, right, functions of their organizations looking at this specific set of sections of the rules, right? So Companies Act 2013, it gives three provisions under Section 134, which is compulsory to give the details of board of directors, right, in a statement or in a report, right, which will be also telling about different responsibilities, accountabilities of a director. Section 177 also is related to listed companies, which tells that board of directors of every listed companies or any other class of committee, right, should be having an audit committee. So first it is for director, right, mandatory requirement. Then it is again a company should have an audit committees to look after its expenses or look out their balance sheet. Section 184, that was mandated to disclose the interest, right, mandated the director to disclose the interest in any companies, or means it will tell about director's interest and its future interest. Then Security Board of India, Security Exchange Board of India's guidelines are also related to enhancing the corporate performance, right, that we have seen under clause 35B, right, which was amended by regulatory authority, which tells that listed companies are required to provide the options of e-voting. Now, when new things started after SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India, that every listed company should be having a provisions of e-voting for their shareholders. Clause 49 of listing agreement also was amended, means it was changed in order to strengthen the corporate governance. So, according to that, several changes were being made, right? So, then issue of capital and disclosure requirement regulation 2009, right? According to the amendment act, which is for again the listed companies where issuer shall satisfy the conditions, means related to public issue, right of issue. So what was the question? Security Exchange Board of India means there are certain transactions, there are certain party related transactions which a companies will look in future. So at that particular time, it is their responsibilities that during such kind of events or such kind of provisions or such kind of changes, an organization should be having a gathering where it also calls its shareholders, or it should have to tell its shareholders about its right of issue, public issue. Before any public issue, it is a right for these companies to at least disclose the related image of the organizations and its related provisions which are mandatory. Listing obligations and disclosure requirement 2015, right, were notified with the aim of simplifying the existing provisions of listing agreement for different segments of capital markets, right. So prohibitions of insider trading was done in 2015, right. So according to SEBI, the SEBI also has done many things. Main responsibilities of SEBI is to just look after the unfair trade practices and regulation on substantial acquisitions, right. Then accounting standard was being set up, means it was set up by Indian Chartered Accounts Act 1949, right, which is a statutory body. Meaning of statutory means a legal body, right. Just like I can say for the companies, this body, autonomous body, that is Chartered Accounts of India, right, that is very important to form the accounting standards on the basis of which the organizations will be taking it as a base, and all other decisions related to a company's organization will be dependent upon the standards which is being set up by ICAI, right. So ICAI is a statutory body, it is the legal body which was being formed in 1949. What was its main objective is just to have different accounting standards all over the India, and it has also have to remain in right in touch with the international standards which are prevalent. What it does, it issues accounting standard for disclosure of financial informations. In that section 129 of Companies Act 2013, that the financial statement of a company shall comply with accounting standards notified under section 133, right. So this is the work of accounting standard issued by ICAI. Then secretarial standard issued by ICSI. So according to Chartered Accounts of India, now secretary or secretarial standards issued by ICSI. तो ICSI भी एक ऐसी एजेंसी है जो जनरली जिनका मेन काम है, राइट, जो कि रेगुलेट करना और डेवलप करना, राइट, प्रोफेशन ऑफ कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज इन इंडिया, राइट. जो कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज प्रोफेशन जो है उसको बढ़ावा देने के लिए, रेगुलेट करने के लिए हमारे पास ICSI करके एक ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है जो कि फ्री, इट इज़ अ फ्री टू टेक एनी डिसीजंस रिलेटेड टू कंपनीज, प्रोफेशन ऑफ कंपनीज सेक्रेटरीज इन इंडिया. So what it done? It issues secretarial standards as per the provisions the Companies Act 2013, Section 118(10) of the Companies Act states that every company shall observe secretarial standards specified by Institute of Company Secretaries of India with respect to general and board meetings. So ICSI, that is Institute of Company Secretaries of India, ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है. सेक्शन 118(10) कंपनी से क्या कहता है कि एवरी कंपनी शेल ऑब्जर्व सेक्रेटरी स्टैंडर्ड, मतलब जो भी स्टैंडर्ड सेटअप किया हुआ है इस बॉडीज़ के, तो सारी लिस्टेड कंपनीज के लिए इट इज़ नेसेसरी मैंडेटेड. आप रूल बोल लो कि आप पूरा सिस्टम बोल लो, एवरीथिंग इज सेम इन दैट. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस रूल, इस रूल्स के द्वारा क्या what they have to give, it is that whatever the standards which is been prescribed by this autonomous body, क्योंकि वो एक autonomous body है, चाहे वो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ऑफ इंडिया है या इंडियन राइट कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज है, तो ये दोनों जो ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है, सेबी भी एक ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है राइट. तो ऑटोनोमस बॉडीज़ का सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज यही रहता है कि वो अपने हिसाब से जो उन्होंने जो एक रूल या सिस्टम बनाया है पूरा लॉ का, वो फॉलो हो और उनको इंटरफियर करने के लिए कोई भी बाध्य नहीं है. जैसे मैं एक सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि चाहे कोई भी गवर्नमेंट हो कंट्रीज में राइट, वी से दैट देर आर सर्टन पिलर्स ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. लास्ट टाइम मैं देख रहा था तो उसमें पिलर्स ऑफ इंडिया राइट, पिलर्स ऑफ इंडियन और प्रोटेक्टिंग पिलर्स ऑफ इंडिया, तो उसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया भी था एक. सुप्रीम कोर्ट इंडिया मतलब वो एक ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है राइट. कोई भी चाहे गवर्नमेंट हो चाहे कोई कॉमन मैन हो, एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट है, उनकी नज़र में इट इज़ लाइक इन देयर राइट हियरिंग्स यू विल बिलीव दैट कि उनका फैसला है, इट इज़ नॉट impact of any government or it is not impact of any other person, but what the system says, what the law says, according to that Supreme Court is there to give justice. तो वो एक पिलर है, द पिलर ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिंग पिलर ऑफ इंडिया. उसके बाद इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया है, वो भी एक ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है. इट मीन्स इट इज़ लुकिंग आफ्टर द इलेक्शन प्रैक्टिसेस विच इज़ कैरिड आउट इन इंडिया. उनको इंटरफियर करने के लिए भी कोई नहीं है, नोबडी इज देयर राइट. देन कैग है राइट. ऐसे करके देर आर 5 to 6 autonomous bodies in India which will be regarded as the pillars of protecting pillars of our country, that is India. तो प्रोटेक्टिंग पिलर्स की तरह तो सेम चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ऑफ इंडिया राइट, देन इट इज़ रिलेटेड टू कंपनीज सेक्रेटरीज. तो इनका रोल क्या होता है? ऑटोनोमस बॉडी का सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज यही होता है कि नोबडी इज़ देयर टू इंटरफियर. तो जब कोई इंटरफियरेंस नहीं होता है तो कोई भी एक स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी, चाहे वो स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी हो, लीगल बॉडी हो, तो जितने भी डिसीजंस लेंगे तो वो डिसीजंस अपने हिसाब से लेंगे, रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस के हिसाब से लेंगे, और वो डिसीजन जो भी आएगा इट विल बी अ परफेक्ट वन, बिकॉज नोबडी इज देयर टू गिव राइट सजेशंस फॉर दैट, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग विल बी गो एज पर द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन. उनकी नज़र में एवरीबडी इज सेफ, they don't have to worry for that, right? So secretaries in India, profession of secretaries in India, to regulate them, right? It issues secretarial standards as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013. Section 118(10) of Companies Act states that every company shall observe secretarial standards specified by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India with respect to general and board meetings. So this was the questions related to roles played by regulator to improve corporate governance, right? Hope you might have understood it, right? So ये सब regulatory authorities है, right? Autonomous bodies है जिनका स्पेसिफिक रोल है कि कॉरपोरेट गवर्नेंस को किस तरह से एनहांस किया जाए, राइट। तो कॉरपोरेट गवर्नेंस एनहांस कैसे होगा, पूरा सिस्टम जो है वो अकॉर्डिंग टू प्रॉपर रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस कब चले, सो एवरीथिंग इज मैटरिंग। थैंक यू।